If President Donald Trump was still in the White House, would a trade deal be happening now?
I think it's very likely it would be. It was a massive priority for Donald Trump. He wanted to be there to help Britain be global Britain outside of the EU. Again, we're each other's best trading relationship and military partners. So I think, yes, it would have been in the forefront. But we are dealing with, as you said in your intro, a president who really believes in the unification of Ireland. He sides with the Irish lobby. He tried to get Jerry Adams a visa to the United States. He had a picture taken with Rita O'Hare just like 4 years ago. So the guy is not innately an Anglophile like Donald Trump is. And so that may become problematic for Britain. But I don't think he has a problem with Britain per se. Boris Johnson was the first head of state that President Biden called. They have done the AUKUS deal, and they're working together on lifting tariffs for Scottish whiskey and other goods. So there's clearly still a strong relationship there, but it was more natural with Donald Trump.
To what extent, then, is this not an issue with Joe Biden, but the Democratic Party? I mean, as an organisation, is it slightly Anglophobic?
I mean, it tends to be. Again, the Irish lobby, which tends to vote Democrat, has been very powerful in modern American history. JFK was our first Catholic and Irish descent president, and he was a Democrat. Again, you have to also remember that Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden have been in Congress and have been in Washington, D.C. like 45 plus years. So they are embedded in that history of the Democrats supporting the Irish. I think even Joe Biden said one time that on St. Patrick's Day, nobody in orange was ever welcome in his home. So it is this kind of, they have this, kind of bitterness to the British Empire, I should say, and anti-colonialism. And it plays out today because Joe Biden is president. Would it be with a younger Democrat? I'm not so sure, but Britain does stand very strongly with Israel, and the U.S. Democratic Party is going very far left. They're not as supportive as Israel as they used to be. So actually, the U.S. Democratic Party is looking a lot like the Labour Party here in the UK these days.
Well, Sarah, if I think about recent presidents who are supportive of the UK, I think of Reagan and I think of George W. Bush. I don't think of Barack Obama.
May I speak?
No, he told everyone to go in the back of the queue. He interfered in a national referendum, which I really think foreign presidents should never do.
Okay.
And I think Joe Biden's taken his lead on that.
Do you think Joe Biden has a problem with Britain?
Well, I've got plenty of ammunition now listening to not one truth, all falsehoods. And I've been on before with this very nice young lady, but will happen to tell you, maybe she should speak to the prime minister, because he did an interview with the Washington Post senior associate editor, Lally Weymouth, and he said, in quote, "We covered everything. Everything. I generally don't think there's ever been a time I can remember when I felt such complete community of ideas and interest. It was a love fest." And he was thrilled to be there. He was thrilled to be in the Oval Office. I was there that day. You saw the pictures. You saw the photos. And I'm sorry, but Joe Biden and first of all, Donald Trump did nothing for the UK. He promised he would support the Brexit issue and gave Britain nothing. And now we have a president who speaks, as we say, he speaks Turkey. He talks Turkey. He speaks English. And I'm afraid that very little did I hear at all made any sense, especially when the prime minister went cuckoo over his meeting with Joe Biden. He was delighted and thrilled.
John Christopher,
yes.
If Donald Trump was president now, the UK-US trade deal would be coming out of the Xerox printer and the ink would barely be dry.
4 years, he's done nothing. Absolutely nothing but promised. And the Brits went off and have an agreement with Brexit. They've gotten nothing. And now the Brits, and I don't get me wrong, I love Welsh lamb, but the fact that Americans are going to buy Welsh lamb or British beef or the wonderful Dorset crab, which I love, or scallops, mussels, and oysters from England and Scotland is crazy. There's a huge, and maybe my counterpart should come back to the States now and then to get a feel of what it's really like to buy local, eat local. And I live right now at an hour's drive from the Chesapeake Bay. Do you think we're going to buy Dorset crab when we can get crab from the Chesapeake Bay? The whole idea is buying American. Now, with COVID, it really changed it and really put more focus on buying. Pretty soon, we're not going to eat anything that's not farmed a block and away from our home. That's how local it is. We're not going to be importing anything. Joe Biden is in a very political tough year. I will give you credit for that. And he has to show the American people that he is firmly supportive of cattlemen, of shepherds. They're going to put the shepherds out of business with buying Welsh lamb, with fishermen, with lobstermen and cattlemen and cowboys. We have to have American beef. It's not going to happen. We love Britain, but we're not going to buy their food products. And Joe Biden knows this. He can offer it. The ink is not dry on these trade deals. We all know that. But I have to say, as I will quote Johnson, what I said to Joe is how grateful I am for the amazing work of the U.S. military in helping to extricate in 2 weeks 15,000 people from Kabul. And I think it was a great military and heroic honor. This is a very different prime minister than this my friend here is portraying. He loved the meeting. He was enthusiastic about the relationship. And the only thing that really put anyone off was probably the French, because he talked about Kermit the Frog, and I think the French were bored as heck, except they do like frog. We know that. We won't get into Cliste Nouilles, but we know that the Kermit the Frog comment and Miss Piggy was great entertainment. Maybe not appropriate for the U.S. General Assembly, UN General Assembly, but I sure enjoyed it, Mark.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows, and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.